I am your wife and not your staff. You are humiliating me. You always make me feel terrible around your friends and family members. What have I done wrong?
When Hosan Jun humiliated his wife at Seoul's most powerful gala to prove his dominance, he expected obedience. Instead, she vanished by sunrise. Now this mafia boss who controls everything faces the one thing money can't fix: irreversible loss. Do you know there are 3 types of power in this world? The power to build, the power to destroy, and the rarest is the power to walk away. Hosan Jun understood the first 2 perfectly because he built an empire from fear and precision, destroyed anyone who threatened it. But when his wife Juliana chose the 3rd kind of power, everything he thought he controlled turned to sand. This is the story of 2 words spoken in cruelty, 24 hours of silence, and a lifetime of regret. Because some doors, once closed, never open again. If you're watching a woman find her strength while a powerful man loses everything, hit subscribe now, because thousands will watch and go away. But this story needs to reach more women who are repeatedly humiliated, and they need strength and courage like Juliana. Also, let us know where our story lovers are watching from. Don't let this story end without you. Drop your location below. Where are you watching from? Hosan Jun's empire gleamed like polished obsidian, beautiful, cold, impenetrable. The Seoul penthouse overlooked a city that whispered his name in reverence and terror. 43 floors above the streets where his word was law, Hosan stood at floor-to-ceiling windows, watching traffic move like blood through veins he controlled. Behind him, Juliana moved through the space like a shadow. She wore the same neutral expression she'd perfected over 3 years of marriage, pleasant, distant, unreadable. Her dark skin caught the afternoon light as she arranged fresh orchids in the entryway, her movements economical and precise. "The Nakamura delegation arrives in an hour," she said quietly. Hosan didn't turn. "I'm aware. I've prepared the dining room as you requested." "Good." The conversation died there, as most did. She moved toward the kitchen, and he finally glanced at her reflection in the glass, tall, elegant, contained. Once that containment had intrigued him, now it felt like defiance dressed in obedience. His phone buzzed. Lee Min-ho, his second-in-command. "The Busan situation is handled. Park won't be a problem anymore." Hosan smiled. Problems disappeared when you had the right tools. Money, fear, strategic cruelty applied with surgical precision. The penthouse intercom crackled. "Sir, your mother is here." His smile died. Mrs. Jun entered like winter itself, expensive coat, colder eyes. She swept past Juliana without acknowledgement, as she had for 3 years. "We need to talk," she said in Korean, deliberately excluding Juliana from the conversation. Hosan led her to his office. Through the open door, Juliana could see them, his mother's animated gestures, his increasingly rigid posture. "Embarrassment long enough," his mother's voice carried. "The board questions your judgment. Your wife questions your authority just by existing." Juliana set down the vase she was holding. She didn't need to understand Korean to know she was the subject. The way Mrs. Jun said wife in English, like the word tasted rotten, translated perfectly. When his mother left 20 minutes later, Hosan emerged different, tighter, sharper. He found Juliana in the kitchen preparing canapés for the delegation. "Tomorrow night, the annual gala, you'll wear the red dress, the Chanel." "I thought I wasn't attending this year." "Plans changed." She looked at him then, really looked. "Your mother visited. This isn't about her." "No," Juliana said quietly. "It's never about her." Something flickered in his eyes, anger or shame, she couldn't tell anymore. "Just wear the dress, Juliana." She nodded once. "As you wish." As he walked away,
Neither of them knew they'd just set the timer on everything they'd built.
The Seoul Grand Hotel ballroom glittered with Korea's elite, business magnates, politicians, men who moved money and mountains with equal ease. Juliana descended the main staircase in the red Chanel dress, and the room didn't gasp, it went silent. She was stunning, the dress cut to perfection, her natural hair swept up elegantly, her dark skin luminous against the crimson silk. But it wasn't beauty that stopped conversations, it was audacity. Ho-san's wife, here, visible. She'd learned to read a room's temperature in seconds. Tonight, it was below freezing. Ho-san stood with a circle of men near the bar, laughing at something Park Sung-min had said. When he saw her, his laughter stopped. She moved toward him, aware of every eye tracking her movement. "Gentlemen," she said with a polite nod. Park Sung-min, old money and older prejudices, smiled like a knife. "Mrs. Jun, how bold of you to join us." "My husband invited me." "Did he?" Park glanced at Ho-san. "How progressive." The other men chuckled. Ho-san said nothing. Juliana felt the trap close before she saw it spring. "Tell me," Chaman Park continued, "in America, do they teach servants to dress above their station, or is that natural talent?" The circle went still. Juliana's expression didn't change. "In America, we teach people that cruelty reveals more about the speaker than the subject." Park's smile hardened. "Careful, you're speaking to your husband's partners." "I'm speaking to a man who mistakes meanness for wit." Someone coughed. Someone else found urgent business across the room. Park turned to Ho-san. "Your wife has a sharp tongue. Do you allow that at home or just in public?" This was the moment. Ho-san could have stopped it, should have stopped it. Instead, he smiled, cold, calculating, the smile that closed deals and ended careers. "Juliana," he said in English, each word carefully enunciated, "perhaps you should check on the auction arrangements. I believe they need help in the back." The emphasis on help was deliberate, cruel, reducing her to staff, in public, in front of everyone. Park laughed. Others joined in. Juliana looked at her husband. For 3 seconds, she just looked. Then she smiled, a small, sad thing that didn't reach her eyes. "Of course," she said quietly. "Excuse me, gentlemen." She walked away, back straight, head high. Ho-san watched her go and felt nothing but relief. The room returned to normal. Business resumed. He didn't see her hand trembling as she reached the bathroom, didn't see her lean against the marble sink, breathing carefully, rebuilding the walls he'd just shattered. In the mirror, she made herself a promise: never again. When she returned to the ballroom 15 minutes later, she was composed, distant, unreachable. She stayed for exactly 1 hour, then took a car home alone. Ho-san didn't notice her absence for 2 more hours. By then, she was packing.
Ho-san woke to silence. The penthouse had a particular quality when Juliana was home. Coffee brewing at 6 a.m., NPR playing softly in the kitchen, the subtle presence of another person inhabiting space. This morning, nothing. He found the note on the kitchen counter, propped against the orchid vase. "I'm staying at the Sheila for a few days. I need space to think. Please don't contact me. Jay." He read it twice, crumpled it, threw it in the trash. Space to think. As if she had anything to think about beyond the life he'd given her. The penthouse, the allowance, the status of being Mrs. June. He called Lee Min-ho. "Find out which room my wife is in at the Sheila, quietly." "Sir, just do it." Lee called back within an hour. "She's not registered." "Check again." "I did, 3 times. She's not there." Ho-san felt something unfamiliar, the edges of his control fraying. He called her cell, voicemail. Called again, voicemail. Texted, "This is childish. Come home." No response. He had meetings all day. The Nakamura contract, the Busan expansion, a situation in Incheon that needed his personal attention. Important things, real things. But between each meeting, he checked his phone. Nothing. By evening, irritation had fermented into anger. She was his wife. She didn't get to disappear. He called his security team. Find her. I don't care what you have to do. They found her credit card trail by midnight. Cash withdrawal from Gangnam, bus ticket to Busan, purchase at a small convenience store near Haeundae Beach. Busan. She'd run to Busan. Hosan stared at the report, something cold settling in his chest. She wasn't coming back on her own. Fine, he'd bring her back. Juliana stood on Haeundae Beach at sunrise, waves washing over her bare feet. She hadn't slept, couldn't. The small pension where she'd rented a room smelled like fish and salt air and freedom. The owner, an elderly woman named Mrs. Kim, asked no questions when Juliana checked in at 2 a.m. Running from something or towards something, Mrs. Kim had asked in broken English. I don't know yet. Good answer. Tea? They'd sat in the pension's kitchen until dawn, not talking much, just existing in the comfortable silence of two women who understood that sometimes you needed to disappear. Now, watching the sun paint the sea gold and pink, Juliana felt something she hadn't felt in years. Peace. Her phone had 17 missed calls, 12 texts, all from Hosan's number, his security team, his assistant. She turned it off after the first 5. Behind her, footsteps crunched on sand. Beautiful, isn't it? She turned. A man about her age, Korean, kind face. He held 2 paper coffee cups. I saw you from the cafe, he said in English. You looked like you could use this. She accepted the coffee cautiously. Thank you. I'm Jae Sung. I run the bookshop on the corner. Juliana. American? By birth, by choice, I'm not sure anymore. He smiled. I know that feeling. I lived in New York for 8 years. Came back 2 years ago when my father got sick. He gestured to the sand. May I? She nodded. They sat in comfortable silence, drinking coffee, watching fishing boats dot the horizon. Running away? He asked eventually. Running toward, I think. That's brave. Or stupid. Sometimes they're the same thing. She laughed, a real laugh, surprised out of her. Jae Sung smiled. There it is. You should do that more often. I used to, before I forgot how. Then stay here until you remember. She looked at him. You don't even know me. I know you're here alone at sunrise, drinking coffee with a stranger instead of wherever you're supposed to be. That tells me everything I need to know. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. She ignored it. Do you believe people can change? She asked. I believe people can choose to change. Whether they actually do, that's different. And if they don't, then you change without them. The sun cleared the horizon, brilliant and absolute. Juliana felt something inside her shift, small, tectonic, irreversible. 300 miles away, Hosan Jun was getting on a helicopter.
Everything about this story makes me wonder if people truly appreciate or value what they have until it's gone. If you value our stories and want to get more of it, please hit the subscribe button now. Do you think Hosan will get his humiliated wife back? Let's find out in the story. Hosan found her at noon. His security team had tracked her phone signal to Haeundae, narrowed it to a 2-block radius. He walked those blocks himself, checking cafes, shops, pensions. He found her in the bookshop. She was laughing at something the owner, that man Jae Sung, was saying, her head thrown back, unguarded. Hosan hadn't heard her laugh like that in 2 years. The bell chimed as he entered. Juliana's laughter died. Juliana, he said calmly, we're leaving. No. The word hung in the air like a grenade. Jae Sung glanced between them, reading the situation instantly. Is there a problem? This doesn't concern you, Hosan said, without looking at him. Actually, Juliana said quietly, I'm in his bookshop. It concerns him exactly as much as I want it to. Hosan's jaw tightened. Outside. Now. She didn't move. Juliana. His voice dropped to the register that made board members flinch. I won't ask again. Good, because I won't answer again. They stared at each other across the bookshop's worn wooden floor. Finally, she stood. Excuse me, Jae-sung, I'll be back. The street outside was bright and hot. Hosan grabbed her arm, not hard, but firm. Let go of me. He did, immediately. What are you doing here? Thinking. You can think at home. That's not my home anymore. Don't be dramatic. I'm not. I'm being clear. For the first time in 3 years. Hosan ran a hand through his hair. Last night, if this is about Park, he was drunk. This isn't about Park, this is about you. What you said, how you said it, in front of everyone. I was handling a situation. By humiliating your wife? By maintaining control. Of what? Me? The room? Yourself? He had no answer for that. Juliana said, her voice steady, "You made me small, deliberately, publicly, to please men who hate me and a mother who wishes I didn't exist. That's not. Do you know what the worst part was?" She stepped closer. "You didn't even hesitate. You didn't think about it. It was easy for you." Juliana, she stepped closer. "I've spent 3 years making myself smaller for you, quieter, more acceptable. I learned Korean, I learned your customs, I rearranged myself into whatever shape you needed." Her eyes were dry, clear. "Last night, I realized it will never be enough. I will never be enough. Not for them, not for her." She paused. "Not for you." "That's not true." "Then tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you see me as your equal, your partner, not your possession." He opened his mouth, closed it. The silence was deafening. "That's what I thought," she whispered. She turned to go back into the bookshop. "If you walk away from me now, there are consequences." She stopped. "Are you threatening me?" "I'm telling you how the world works. Your world, not mine, not anymore." She walked inside without looking back. Hosan stood on the street, alone, as tourists streamed past. For the first time in his life, power had failed him. Hosan returned to Seoul in a rage. The penthouse felt enormous and empty. He threw himself into work. The Nakamura deal, the Busan expansion, a new opportunity in Singapore. He worked 18-hour days, slept 4 hours, woke up angry. Lee Min-ho watched him carefully. "Sir, about your wife, I don't want to discuss it. The board is asking questions. Tell them she's visiting family." "For how long?" "As long as it takes." "But takes for what?" He didn't know. He called her twice a day. She never answered. On day 4, his mother visited again. "I heard Juliana left," she said, not bothering with pleasantries. "Temporarily?" "Good. File for divorce. I have someone I want you to meet. The daughter of—" "No." His mother blinked. "Excuse me?" "I said no." "Hosan, be reasonable. This marriage was a mistake from the beginning, a young man's rebellion. You've proven whatever point you were trying to make. Now end it properly. Get out." "Don't be stupid. That woman is—" "I said, get out." His mother left, furious. Hosan poured himself whiskey at 2 p.m. and stood at the windows, looking at the city. He'd built this empire believing that control equaled power, and power equaled safety. But Juliana had walked away from all of it, which meant either the power was an illusion or she was stronger than everything he'd built. Both options terrified him. His phone rang. Unknown number. "Yes?" "Mr. Jun," a woman's voice. Elderly, Korean accent. "This is Mrs. Kim. I run the pension where your wife is staying." His heart seized. "Is she all right?" "She's fine, but she asked me to call you. She has something she wants to say." Rustling. Then Juliana's voice. "Hosan? Hosan, don't talk, just listen." A pause. "I'm filing for divorce. The papers will arrive next week. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for anything except freedom." "You can't." "I already did. I'm calling because, despite everything, I don't want to hurt you.
but I won't sacrifice myself to protect you anymore. Hosan, please, we can fix this. Can we? How? What would you actually change? The question hung there, impossible. That's what I thought, she said softly. Goodbye, Hosan. The line went dead. He called back immediately. Blocked. He tried her cell. Blocked. He stood in the empty penthouse and did something he hadn't since his father died. He wept. Not because he'd lost control, because he'd lost her. And for the first time, he understood those weren't the same thing at all.
The divorce papers arrived on a Tuesday. Hosan stared at them for 3 hours. His lawyers could delay this, fight it, make it expensive and ugly and long. He could make her regret leaving. The old Hosan would have, the man who believed power solved everything. But that man had never felt this hollow. He picked up his phone and called someone he hadn't spoken to in 5 years. Dr. Choi, it's Hosang Jun. I think I need help. The therapist's office was in Gangnam, discreet and quiet. Dr. Choi listened for 90 minutes without interrupting. You've spent your life, she said finally, believing that control keeps you safe, that if you can manage every variable, predict every outcome, you'll never be hurt. Yes, but your wife couldn't be controlled, so you tried to diminish her instead, make her small enough to fit inside your system. The words landed like punches. And when she refused to be small, Dr. Choi continued, you perceived it as an attack, but it wasn't. It was just her being whole. Hosan closed his eyes. The question isn't whether you can win her back, Dr. Choi said gently. It's whether you can become someone worthy of being chosen freely, not controlled, not managed, chosen. I don't know how. Then that's where we start. Over the next 3 weeks, Hosan did something harder than building an empire. He examined himself. The fear beneath the control, the wound beneath the weapon, the little boy who'd learned that power was the only currency that mattered because love was too unreliable, too dangerous, too unpredictable. He thought about his father, brilliant, ruthless, dead at 53 from a heart attack, alone, powerful and alone. I don't want to be my father, he told Dr. Choi one day. Then don't be. He signed the divorce papers without contest, no delays, no lawyers, no punishment, just his signature and a note. I'm sorry, you deserve better, you always did. He had the papers delivered to Busan. Then he waited, not for her to come back, for himself to change. 6 weeks after Juliana left, Hosan stood in the Seoul Grand Hotel ballroom again. Same gala, different man. Park Sung-min approached with his usual knife smile. Park, shame about your wife, but probably for the best, honestly. Before, Hosan would have laughed, agreed, moved on. Now he looked at Park with clear eyes. My wife, he said quietly, is the strongest person I've ever met. The fact that I didn't see that I diminished her to make small men comfortable, is my greatest failure. Park blinked. You were being cruel. I was being worse. I was being complicit. Hosan set down his drink. I'm done with that, with you, with all of this. He walked away from the circle of power, out of the ballroom, into the Seoul night. His phone rang, unknown number. Hello? It's Jae-sung from the bookshop. Hosang's heart stopped. Is Juliana okay? She's fine. She's here with me. We're together. The words should have ignited rage, jealousy. Instead, Hosan felt only a strange, sad peace. Is she happy? A pause. Yes. Good. That's good. She wanted me to tell you the divorce is final. The papers were processed today. I know. She also wanted me to tell you something else. Jae-sung's voice softened. She said, thank you for letting me go. Hosan's throat tightened.
Can I speak to her? She's not ready yet. Maybe someday, but not now. I understand. Take care of her. I will. Not the way I did. Actually take care of her. I know the difference. The line went quiet. Jae-sung, tell her I'm sorry for all of it and that she was right. About everything. He hung up, stood on the street, let her go, not because he'd stopped loving her, because he'd finally learned that love without freedom was just another kind of prison, and he was done being a jailer.
1 year later, Hosan stood on Haeundae Beach at sunrise. He came here monthly now, not to find her, but to remember. Remember who he'd been, who he'd lost, who he was trying to become. The bookshop on the corner had new owners. Jae-sung and Juliana had moved to Jeju Island, he'd heard, opened a cafe, built a life. He was happy for them. It hurt, but he was happy. His company was smaller now. He'd stepped back from the uglier ventures, the deals that required cruelty, the partnerships built on fear. His mother no longer called. His father's old associates whispered about his weakness. But he slept through the night for the first time in 20 years. "Mr. Jun?" He turned. Mrs. Kim from the pension stood behind him, holding 2 paper cups of coffee. "I thought that was you," she said. "You look different." "I feel different." "Good different?" "Honestly, I'm not sure yet, but different." She handed him a coffee. They sat on the sand. "Do you still love her?" Mrs. Kim asked. "Every day." "Does it get easier?" "No, but it gets clearer." "What does?" "Why she left, what I lost, what I have to live with." A wave washed over his feet. "She taught me something," he said quietly. "Power doesn't keep you safe, it just keeps you isolated. And control isn't strength, it's just fear dressed up." "What is strength then?" He watched the sunrise, thinking about Juliana, her quiet dignity, her refusal to be diminished, her courage to walk away from everything. "Letting go," he said finally, "loving someone enough to let them leave." Mrs. Kim nodded. "That's very wise. It's very late." They sat in silence as the sun climbed. Behind them, Seoul woke up. The city he'd once controlled, now just a city where a changed man lived. Ahead of them, the sea stretched endlessly. Somewhere across that water, on Jeju Island, Juliana was probably waking up next to someone who loved her the right way. Hosan hoped she was happy. He hoped she'd forgotten him. He hoped someday he'd forgive himself. But he knew, with the crystalline clarity of hard-won truth, some costs are irreversible, some losses are forever, some regrets you simply learn to carry. He finished his coffee, thanked Mrs. Kim, and walked back toward the pension. The sun rose higher, the sea kept moving, and a man who'd once believed power could solve anything learned to live with the one thing it couldn't fix, the emptiness where love used to be. What do you think about what Juliana did? Did she go too far? Or she would have given Hosan a second chance? Also, remember that opportunity for freedom always comes once. Please hit that subscribe button. It's not optional anymore. We create stories that make you feel something real. Don't rob yourself of that. Subscribe now. And tell me, did you see this ending coming? Comment below.